friends, and in this video we are going to solve the remaining questions of the exercise 7.11 CBSE, and this is definite integration we are dealing. We have completed the basic definite integrations IDS and definite integrations as the limit of sum. Now we are focusing on the properties of the definite integration that also we have discussed in the previous video. Now we are solving the questions based on the properties of the definite integrations, and there are 7 such properties. We have discussed those properties as well. Now we are into the exercise 7.11 CBSE standard 12, and now we have solved roughly 10 questions, but I forgot to solve question number 5. So I am starting from solving question number 5, then I start from solving question number 11. In between all those questions I have solved. If you haven't seen my previous video, just go and watch them. So now question number 5. Question number 5 goes how to find the integration of I that is ranging from minus 5 to 5, between minus 5 to 5, and the function is mod x plus 2. Now you know that the modulus function is defined as mod x is x if x is greater than or equal to 0, or minus x if x is less than 0. Now we don't have mod x, we have mod x plus 2. So on the line of the very same definition, if I say that the mod x plus 2 is just mod x plus 2 is just x plus 2 if x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0, that is x greater than or equal to minus 2, and the negated this, that is minus x plus 2 if x is less than minus 2. So now we have a set of values. We are asked to find the values of the integral between minus 5 and 5, and you know, so there is a definition of this mod giving me a critical value that is minus 2, and that is interestingly lying between minus 2 is lying between minus 5 and 5. Means I can break my limit using property 3, which is saying that if the integration a to b fx dx is a to c and c to b if the c is between a and b. So here I have my limit, so I'll break this down from minus 5 to 2, this part, and then from here to here. For this minus 5 to minus 2, that is minus 2 is here. It means these values are less than minus 2, it means this one. So our function will be here minus x minus 2, and for this it is x plus 2. So it's minus 5 to minus 2 minus x minus 2 dx, plus second is minus 2 to 5, minus 2 to 5 x plus 2 dx. Now I integrate them, so I get minus x square by 2 minus 2x. Limit for this is minus 5 to minus 2, and then you have this x square by 2 plus 2x, and the limit is again from the minus 2 to 5. So I can take this minus common, or I can put the value directly here. So I write one box bracket and then one parenthesis. In the first limit, the minus 2. So minus of this minus 2 square become plus 4 by 2, that is minus 2, plus 4 minus, when you put minus 5, this become minus 25 by 2 plus 10. The first part is done. Second part is plus, this is, I am putting 5 there, that is 25 by 2 plus 10 minus, this is 4 minus, sorry, 2 square 4 by 2, that is 2 minus 4, like this. Now I resolve this bracket. What is this? This is 2 plus 25 by 2 minus 10 plus 25 by 2 plus 10 and plus 2. So you see this 10 cancel each other. 25 by 2 and 25 by 2 together become 25, and this 2 and 2 4. This gives me 29, and this is the answer. Now I go to question number 10. Question number 10 is I 0 to pi by 2 2 log sin x minus log sine 2x dx. Okay, now I have a notion that if I break this whole integral as sum of the two integrals, then my job will be much more easier. So I do this. This is 0 to pi over 2 log sine x dx minus 0 to pi by 2 log sine 2x dx. Now both of them resemble the same thing, and the property, I think property 5 can be used here, that is 0 to a fx dx is 0 to a f of a minus x dx. But since we have two parts, we'll just solve them one by one. So first I name it as I1, and this one I'm naming it as I2. So let me go for I1 here. So I1 is already there, and I just apply the property there, just put this value. So this becomes 0 to pi by 2 log sine pi by 2. A minus x means pi by 2 minus x dx. Now you know that the log sine x is nothing but this sine pi by 2 minus x is cos x. So just I need to save my time also. So here I write this as cos x. So the I1 is 2 log cos x, and the I1 is also 2 log sine x. Now if I add them, then what I'll get? I get 2 log sine x plus cos x, and that becomes sine x plus cos x. So this is something which I have to pay attention to. Now if I use the same property but I'm not getting any concrete help, I'm going for I2 also. So I2 is 0 to pi by 2 log sine 2x dx. Now I apply the same formula here, a. So at the place of x, I will write this as pi by 2 minus x dx. Now 2 dot pi by 2, this becomes pi, and this becomes 2x. Now sine pi minus x is just sine x. So here my I remains same. So 0 to pi by 2 log sine 2x dx. This is log sine 2x dx, and this is also 2 log cos x. Now in this case we are finding that the I2 is just like I1, means there is no benefit. If I add them, then I get just twice of itself, and there is nothing good is happening. Then how we can solve this question? I think that, so I can simplify this also, that is 0 to pi by 2, this is log sine square x minus log sine 2x dx. And now this is why it has become sine square x, because n log m, we know the formula that n log m is log m to the power n. Now this is in the form of log m minus log n. So log m minus log n is log m over n. So this becomes 0 to pi by 2 log sine square x upon sine 2x. Got it? Now I can write this sine 2x as 2 sine x cos x. So here only I am changing. So sine 2x can be written as 2 sine x cos x. So one sine is cancelled. Then what do we get? We have log tan x by 2. So 0 to pi by 2 log tan x by 2 dx, and this can be written as 0 to pi by 2 log tan x dx minus 0 to pi by 2 log 2 dx, because log m upon n is again log m minus log n. So we get log 10x minus log 2, log 10x minus log 2. Now I need to clear some space. So I just directly solve, because this question we can, log 2 is constant, can easily solve. I have to pay attention for this one. So I am writing this as I1. So I1 is 0 to pi by 2 log 10x. This. So this is I1. So I write here I1. And this I1 is 0 to pi by 2 log 10x. So if I use the property 5, that is 0 to a fx dx is 0 to a f of a minus x dx. So at the place of x I write pi by 2 minus x. So this becomes 0 to pi by 2 log cot x dx. So 1 I1, this is I1 is log 10x, 0 to pi by 2 log 10x, this is 0 to pi by 2 log cot x. If you add these two, so you get 2 I1 is 0 to pi by 2 log 10x plus log cot x dx. Now you know again that log m plus log n is log mn. So we can write this as 0 to pi by 2 log 10x cot x dx. Now 10x into cot x is 1. So it means this part becomes 0 to pi by 2 log 1 dx. And what is log 1? That is 0. Means the integral of 2I1 is 0, means I1 is 0. Means this integration is giving me value 0. So now I write 0 here, and then minus, I integrate this, take log 2 outside, then you get integration of, suppose if I take log outside here, then what you get? 1. I write log 2 here. So integration of 1 will be x. Now put the value 0 to pi by 2. This is gone. So here we have minus log 2, and at the place of x first you write pi over 2 minus 0. So this becomes minus pi over 2 log 2. So this is how this question can be solved. Its answer is minus pi by 2 log 2. So now question number 11. We have I equals minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 sine square x dx. When you see minus something to something, then again you have property like minus a to a fx dx equals 2 times 0 to a fx dx if fx is even and 0 if it is odd. Now what do you mean by even function? That f of minus x is fx. Now this is our function. Just check whether this is even or odd. So we have fx as sine square x, then replace this x by minus x, then you get sine square minus x, that is sine of minus x whole square. Now sine of minus x is minus sine x, minus sine x whole square, but when the negative is square, it always becomes sine square x. Means what do you see? That we have our function even function. So now what do you get? 2 times 0 to a, 0 to pi by 2 sine square x dx. Now you remember the formula 2 sine square x. If I write this 2 sine square x there, so 2 sine square x is nothing but 1 minus cos 2x. So here I write 0 to pi over 2 1 minus cos 2x dx. Just integrate. So you get x, integration of cos is sine 2x over 2. Now put the value of limit, that is 0 to pi by 2. Now upper limit first, so pi by 2, and now 2x and pi by 2 multiplied, so 2x into pi by 2 is pi, and sin pi you all know is 0, minus, when you put 0, this is 0 and that is also 0, so you have just answer as pi by 2, and that is your answer. This is pi by 2. Now question number 12. Question number 12 is I is 0 to pi x dx over 1 plus sin x dx. Now which property to use? So we have this two properties which can be applied here. The first property says that when it is 0 to a fx dx, you can write 0 to a f of a minus x, and we call this property as property 5. Now if you see that this pi can also be written as 2 dot pi by 2, so we have another property that goes from 0 to 2a fx dx is 2 times 0 to a fx and 0 depending on whether f 2a minus x. Now whether this f 2a minus x is fx or whether it is f 2a minus x is minus fx. So on the basis of these two you can judge. This property is property number 6. This is according to the NCERT. Those who believe in mathematics, they don't see the properties as the P0, P1, P2, P3, P4. This is the disgusting style of the Indian education system, that we have to ask to memorize the properties as the P0, P1, P2, P3. We just know the properties when we can need the methods and we don't need the numbers. But anyhow, here you can say, if you look at the book, just to identify so that you can refer the book and find this is property 6. So if I use this idea 0 to 2 dot pi by 2, if I just think like this so that I can try to adjust whether this property can be applied, then you have to see f 2a minus x means f pi minus x should be equal to this. So if I take my fx is x over 1 plus sin x, then f of pi minus x will be pi minus x over 1 plus sin pi minus x. So sin pi minus x gives you sin x, that's fine, but this pi minus x will not give you x. It means this property f2a minus x will be fx. This is just totally flawed, so you cannot apply this one here. So we are left only with this property, and let's see what better condition it can provide. So I apply this property here. So I was discussing this, like how will you choose which particular property is going to be fitting in that particular question. So I remove all this nonsense stuff. So that is 0 to pi. Now replace x by pi minus x. So pi minus x dx and 1 plus sine pi minus x. So I just discussed few seconds before that sine pi minus x is just sine x. So here I want to write this x, because at least you must be smart enough to understand this particular part. So here I resolve this integral into two parts, where the first part goes like 0 to pi, and this is pi over 1 plus sine x dx minus 0 to pi x dx over 1 plus sine x. Now if you see this question and this part is same, it means this is also I. So we have situation like I equals this, I take pi outside and write this as just 0 to pi by 2 1 over 1 plus sine x dx, and there minus this is just I. So if you transform this minus I across this equal sign, this is gone from here and this becomes 2i. So we just have to solve this particular question. Pi is there. Oh, one thing I made a mistake. This is not. Now we have this 2I is pi 0 to pi. This is a little bigger. And then you multiply 1 over 1 plus sin x into 1 minus sin x up and down. So 1 minus sin x. So this becomes 1 minus sin x over cos square x. So this gives you sec square x and this is sec x tan x. So write pi integration of sec square x dx, that is 0 to pi, and minus integration of 0 to pi sec x tan x dx, that is pi tan x, limit is 0 to pi, minus this is sec x, this is also 0 to pi, and everything will be multiplied by this pi. So now tan pi minus pi is tan pi is also 0 and tan 0 is also 0. So this is just 0 pi. Now this is first part is 0 minus sec pi is minus 1 and sec 0 is 1. So this you get minus 1 minus 1. So this becomes 2 pi. 2 pi. But we have 2I here. So if 2I equal to pi means I will be just pi. So if here see 2I is 2 pi. So what is I? Just pi. So what is the answer for this is? Just pi. Done. Now this is question number 13. Okay, I forgot to use black pen. So let me get it. So question number 12 goes like, 13. Question number 13 goes like I minus pi by 2, 2 pi by 2 sine to the power 7x dx. When you see this minus a to a, then you jump to the conclusion, because minus a to a fx dx will become 2 times 0 to a fx if it is even function, or 0 if it is odd function. Now what is even functions? Just you have to check whether this is even or odd. If it is even, then you have 2 times of that. If it is odd, it is 0. I know it is odd, but how? So fx is sine to the power 7x. F of minus x is sine of minus x to the power 7. So this becomes minus sine x to the power 7. Minus to the power odd number is minus sine to the power 7x. That is minus fx. So f of minus x is this. Therefore it is odd function and its integration is 0 and is done. Number 14. 14 question goes I is 0 to 2 pi cos to the power 5x. Now this looks like the different one. 0 to 2a is 2 times 0 to a fx dx if f of 2a minus x is fx, and 0 if f of 2a minus x is minus fx. So this is 0 times 2. So now I check whether which one is fitting the bill. So fx is cos to the power 5x. Then f 2a minus x, this is all 2a, means 2 pi minus x is cos to the power 5, 2 pi minus x. Cos 2 pi minus x means fourth quadrant, and this will become negative. So minus cos x whole to the power 5, and this is minus cos to the power 5x. This is minus fx. So f 2 pi minus x is minus fx, means what is the answer for this is directly you can write this as 0. Now question number 15, my friends, this is a very beautiful question. I do not know whether you find it beautiful or not. This is 0 to pi by 2. Sin x minus cos x, then 1 plus sin x cos x. 1 plus sin x cos x dx. Now my understanding says that 0 to property 5 is very helpful. That is 0 to a fx dx is 0 to a f a minus x. Okay, so now you know that's sine pi by 2 minus x. Sine pi by 2 is also called sine 90 minus theta. Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. This is cos. Cos 90 minus this is sine. This is 1 plus cos sine. So denominator will remain same even if you make it as using this property, and the numerator becomes cos x minus sin x. Just very much negative of itself, means I becomes negative I. How? Let me do it now. So this is 0 to pi by 2. Now since you are in standard 12, I know this kind of basic stuff you know, so I just go a little direct. So I write cos the sin x as cos x minus sin x. Why? Because I am using x as pi by 2 minus x. Pi by 2 minus x. So I am replacing x by pi by 2 minus x. So, and this becomes 1 plus cos x sin x dx. Now I just take minus common out of this, 0 to pi by 2. So this becomes again sin x minus cos x upon 1 plus sin x cos x dx. So this is I, and very interestingly my friends, this is minus I. It means 2i is 0, therefore I is 0. This is not required anymore, and this is the question and this is the solution. It is done. Now question number 17. I find the integral of 0 to a root of x plus a minus x dx. Now this is a property 5, that 0 to a fx dx is 0 to a f a minus x. Now you can see how I come to know that I will be using this property, because it's so simple. Because if you have to replace x by a minus x, so this will become a minus x, this will become a minus x, and this will become x. So it means we'll get the term which is very conducive, and which you add them, that will become the very much together like this, making it 1. How? So like see, I use property, then I get 0 to a. I'm going very direct. This is a minus x upon this also will become a minus x plus this becomes x dx. Now just look at these two. This one we obtained by using this property into this expression. So now if you add these two, you get just 1, 0 to a root x plus root a minus x over root a minus x plus root x dx. So this is 1, so this is just 0 to a 1 dx. So its integration is x 0 to a, that is a. So what you get? 2i equal to a, therefore your I will be just a over 2. This is the answer. Question 18. Find the integral for I 0 to 4 mod x minus 1 dx. So again by definition, mod x minus 1 will be x minus 1 if x minus 1 is greater than 0, means x greater than or equal to 1, and equal to negation of this, that is 1 minus x if x is less than 1. Now we have to find 0 to 4. This is 0, this is 4, and the 1 is in between this. So I'll change my limit from 0 to 1 and 1 to 4 using the property 3 or 4, I think. This is 0 to 1, and then when you are in the range of 0 to 1, means less than 1, then your function will be 1 minus x, and when you are more than 1 but less than 4 obviously, then your function will be x minus 1. So here 0 to 1 our function is 1 minus x dx, plus 1 to 4 our function is x minus 1 dx. Now just integrate them. This is x minus x square over 2 plus x square over 2 minus 1. This limit is 1 to 4, and this limit is 0 to 1. So put 1 there first. This is 1 minus 1 by 2, and when you put 0 it becomes 0, forget it. Then in the second case, when you put 4, so 4 square 16 by 2 is 8, and sorry, integration of 1 should be x. So 8 minus 4 minus, when you put 1, then this becomes 1 by 2 minus 1. So this is 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 4 minus 1 by 2 plus 1. 1 by 2, 1 by 2 cancel, and 4 plus 2 is 6. Now let me check one more time. This is 1 minus 1 by 2, so when I put 1 there, this is x minus x square by 2. This is x, oh, no, it's fine. 1 to 4, x square by 2 minus x. When I put upper limit 1 minus 1 by 2, 0 gone. And then if you put 4, then 4 square 16 by 2 is 8 minus 4, fine, minus. When I put 1 there, then this is 1 by 2 minus 1. So when I 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 8 minus 4 is 4, and this is minus half plus 1. So you see that the half and half cancelling, and then so 1 plus 4 plus 1, this is 6. I am getting answer as 6, but in the book it is given the answer as 5. Let me check one more time. So x minus 1, positive 0 to 1, 1 to 4. So 1 minus x. When it is less than 1, so 1 minus x. When it is more than 1, x minus 1. X minus x square over 2, this is fine. It looks very fine. If there is any problem, my friends, then I am also human. I can make some errors. Then you can point it out in the comment section. Now I go to the next question. Now question number 19. It goes, show that integral 0 to a fx gx dx equals 2 times fx dx. Integral will be the same 0 to a, and the condition here given, if fx is fa minus x and zx is zx plus za minus x equal to 4. So I start with this, then I use first property 5, so that at least I can have a minus x here. So 0 to a f of a minus x and z of a minus x dx. Now this is 0 to a, f of a minus x is fx. So at the place of this you write fx. At the place of z minus x you write 4 minus zx. This is 4 minus zx. So this becomes 0 to a 4 fx dx minus 0 to a fx gx dx. So this is your I and this is also I. So this comes on this side, it becomes 2I. So 2I is 4 times 0 to a fx dx. It means I will be just 2 times. So I write this 2 gone from here and this 4 becomes 2. Now this is what you are asked to prove and here I have proved it. Now I go to the question number 20. Question 20 is minus pi to pi. Minus pi to pi x cube plus x cos x plus tan to the power 5x plus 1 dx. Now this limit suggests that we only have this property to implement, that is minus a to a fx dx is 2 times 0 to a fx dx if it is even function, if fx is even function, and 0 if it is odd. So we have many functions, check one by one which one is odd and which one is even. So fx is x cube, so f of minus x equal to minus x cube, which is nothing but minus fx. Therefore this is odd function. So x cube is odd. Now I write fx is x cos x. So f of minus x is minus x cos x, because cos of minus x is positive cos x. So this is just minus fx. So that is again it's minus fx. Means this is also odd function. So odd functions, remember, integrals are 0. So this is 0, this is 0. Now tan to the power 5, this is also odd. So tan to the power 5x fx. So f of minus x is minus tan to the power 5x, because tan of minus x is minus tan x. So this is also odd. Now what about 1? So fx is 1. So if you write x as minus 1, this will also remain. So f of minus x is just fx. So f of minus x is just fx, means this is even function. So this will become 2 times 0 to 2 times. So this becomes 2 times 0 to 1, or even since there is no x, I can keep this 1 outside, but that's a better idea. So all these 3 are 0, so we are left with only 1 dx. So you do this is much better. Then integration of this is x, limit is 0 to pi, and this becomes pi minus 0. So this I becomes pi. This is your answer. Because I want to avoid that when there is no x, why should I check whether it's even or odd function? Because that is kind of constant function. Constant functions, even and odd, I think they should be kept beyond the purview, because if there is no x, there is no need of checking them whether it is even or odd. Now this is last question. This is I equals integration 0 to pi by 2 log 4 plus 3 sin x. 4 plus 3 sin x upon 4 plus 3 cos x. 4 plus 3 cos x dx. First I break this down into 2 parts. 0 to pi by 2. If I use the property directly, then this will become sine and this will become cos. Okay, let's do. So use property 5, this becomes log 4 plus 3 cos x upon 4 plus 3 sin x dx. Now just add them. So you add them, but since there is log, so they will multiply 0 to pi by 2. And now you see, whatever is this is just opposite of itself. So if this is p, this is 1 upon p. So product of p and 1 upon p becomes 1. So this becomes log 1 dx. Log 1 is 0, so this is 0, therefore I is 0. So this is the answer. So now this exercise, CBSE, this is exercise number, some miscellaneous questions are still miscellaneous, with some special questions which are in the miscellaneous exercise 7 that we may try to do in the next video. Otherwise, we will directly go to find out the differential equations. That is the most auspicious and the powerful chapter. So thank you very much. Just subscribe to our channel and keep growing with us.